Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, your house could be wired to keep you well. We'll open the door to the technology of the Smart House. Then, wish you had a bulletin board to post your reminder notes, phone numbers, and family pictures? We'll post the steps to build one that's beautiful. We'll send you to school in style with a grade A smile. Plus, making travel plans? We've mapped out what you need to know before you go. And we'll tell you about a Medicaid law that's just not fair.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. The high-tech world is here to stay. The only question for us is, are we ready to take advantage of all the benefits technology can offer? Elaine Kuhl is heading up a technology project at Breckenridge Village, not-for-profit retirement community, and she's here to help us gaze into the future to try and determine how technology can help us as we get older. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Armin, for having me.
So, we've seen tremendous advances in technology, Elaine, and in all areas: cordless phones, mobile phones, and adaptive aids, emergency response system. GPS can tell us where to go. I need it in my car. What's been occurring in the area of aging, in the area of technology as it impacts older people?
Well, pretty much everyone's pretty familiar with the pendants that we can wear, and if we fall and get hurt, we can push the button. That's where technology has gone to. Back in the day, it was hardwired in phones and older technology. Now it's internet-based, so you can be sitting in your living room, be able to log in and see where technology is and how things are going with a resident.
And I understand that there are things that can be used now to monitor how a person actually physically is doing and feeling from a long distance. Tell me about that.
The example would be how we monitor our car when we're driving. We can see how someone is doing by tools of using the monitoring devices. When you're driving in your car, you'll get the check engine light. You have low oil pressure. You have low tire pressure. Your fuel gauge is low. We're able to monitor the residents by monitoring their regular patterns. We can see a change in it and be able to maybe predict what could happen in the future if they have a change with their medication or with their sleeping patterns.
Can you actually monitor their heart rate and their blood pressure and cholesterol and all those kind of things long distance?
There's a lot of different devices that they can. We can monitor what their heart rate is. We can monitor their body temperature. We can monitor when they're getting up during the night, how many times they're getting up. And If you're settled and you're sleeping longer and getting longer times of sleep, you're able to interpret that you're probably getting a deeper sleep, that you're getting a better quality sleep.
Wow.
That when you're getting up and you're having issues with getting up, that usually there's a break in that pattern. That's when we become alerted that there's possibly a change that's going to be occurring.
Now, there's active and passive monitoring. What's the difference?
Well, the active one was what we talked about earlier, which is when we push that alarm button, immediately there's a response, there's a concern, there's a medical need, I've fallen, you get that immediate. Passive is more what we're looking at now with being able to monitor someone's well-being, but doing it with monitoring their physical environment and monitoring them as a person physically with the things around them.
Diabetes is a problem as we get older. Is there any way to monitor what a person's doing and maybe even control it from a long distance?
We'd be able to monitor it because some people have systems where you can be able to check your blood sugar and be able to monitor it, but they can also notice a change in pattern. Some of the systems will allow you to notice when the refrigerator is being opened and closed, when their pills are being taken, because a lot of the diabetics, it's knowing that they're getting their 3 square meals a day and that their medication's being taken in a timely manner. And by able to monitor that, we can know whether they are doing those things or not.
So from your own home, if you have these monitoring systems, you can have somebody, a nurse, a doctor, a social worker, actually watching how a person's physically doing from another location.
Exactly. The way we have the system set up that we're using at Breckenridge Village, we have 8 different units that we monitor, and we have social workers, the housing managers, and the nurses all monitoring and checking that daily, and the computer recognizes any kind of change in their trending pattern and would be able to notify you, and you'd be able to then follow up to find out what the change is.
Can you put a GPS on someone so if they wander away, you can
It's
find
really
out where
great
they
for
are?
someone who has a cognitive issue. You have a monitor at the door, and when they break that beam, they know the door's been opened, and then it has, a lot of the units have a GPS on it. We can then exactly locate where the person is gone.
That's great. Thank you so much for keeping us up to date. This is fabulous. Well, my thanks to Eileen Kuhl for joining us today. If you would like a free copy of a booklet, Thoughts on Retirement, it's really helpful. Just call the number that's coming up next.
For more information, call Breckenridge Village at 440-942-4342 or log on to www.breckenridgeohio.org. Next, crafting a pin-free place to post what's important.